And we're live. Well, good morning, my fellow Zenites. A little bit jet lagged this morning, been on an aeroplane for a while. But boy, what an exciting few days we've just had with the launch of Pzen. I think it's been talked about for a very long time. Well, look, one of the reasons I think it was so successful is it resonates with an awful lot of people. In some ways, we live in a very, very broken society. We have governments that can't govern. We have banks that think that your money is their money. It's no wonder that people want to take back some control. And listen, Pareto's principle doesn't have to apply to wealth. We can change that. Pzen can change that. And let me just explain the opportunity that is Pzen then, and then I'm going to go on to some macroeconomic stuff, which is very, very important as to why you should be looking at Pzen as the opportunity that it is. And it is an opportunity. It's a social experiment, never been done before, and it just makes you feel good. It's not just about the price going up and to the right. It's not just about the number of coins in your wallet, the number increasing every hour. It's about the fact that you're joining a community and we're all working together to achieve something. It's all, based around community. So what is Pzen then? Well, first of all, Pzen, it's a feel-good coin. It is a social experiment. It has a PIF function, pay it forward function. Every transaction, be it a buy or a sell or a transfer, attracts a 2% deduction, and that 2% is redistributed to all holders of Pzen. You've got to realize that you are the first into this project. You hold the Genesis wallets. Look what happened to Bitcoin, to Ethereum, to Hex even. You've got to realize that it's just so early. We're only a few days into this. So it's very important to understand where you stand in the ecosphere. So that's the PIF function, the pay it forward function. A 2% deduction for every transaction, be it a buy, sell or transfer. It gets redistributed to all holders in proportion to their holdings. So that's why it's a feel-good coin. Secondly, there's more to it than that. It has an auto burn function, which means that every transaction will have a 0.0001% burn applied, and those coins just disappear forever. Nobody has access to them, and what that means is, of course, over time, that the number of coins available is going to decrease, which should have the effect of increasing the price. And of course, the third function, which I'm excited about, is the charity wallet. A deduction is made to the charity wallet, and through a DAO system, what that's going to allow us to, all the Zenites to do, is we will vote on a charity that is going to receive those funds. Fantastic opportunity, and it's just going to keep growing and growing, and I'm very, very excited about this. Now, to address the FUD, obviously with any project, there's going to be a certain amount of FUD. That's just par for the game. I'm not personally going to respond to any of that stuff. It's just not necessary. But you have to understand, do your own research, really investigate the FUD and find out for your own what is actually real and what is not real. Very important. There's so many people that lost an opportunity because they had disinformation. I will say this, the code is working fine, exactly as it should. The code has a security audit, it has been audited. But look, if you look back, if you do your own research, Google scam cryptocurrencies, right? Look at the currencies that have been exploited. And what is the common denominator? Well, the common denominator is bad actors. You have to know who is involved in the project and if this person is trustworthy. And all I can say about Pzen is I'm backing it. I'm backing it. I don't have to do this at all. Okay? I mean, look, I could just sit here and swim all day. But, you know, somebody said to me, look, you have the ability to change people's lives. You've changed a lot of people's lives already. Why don't you just carry on? So here we are. And Pzen's going to live on a long time after I'm gone. And I couldn't be prouder. I'm so proud of you. I mean, the Zenite community is strong and is just going to go stronger from strength to strength as we go forward in time. So that's the mechanics of Pzen. That's what the opportunity is. And, you know, we're just going from strength to strength. It's early days. It's really early days. So, you know, wow, where is this all going to go? Now, for those of you who may be interested in the macroeconomic situation, which, you know, affects the reasoning behind your choice and actions to take control of your own money, I have to tell you about what's happening in China. Because it does affect us. It's going to affect us all. Even here in this tiny little island with a tiny, tiny population, it's being affected by events in China. Why? Because this government borrowed money from the Chinese. Yes, here in the Caribbean. So what on earth is going on, and why should you even care? I mean, do you think anybody else here cares? Well, unfortunately, it's going to affect everybody. So here goes. Now, number one. In 2008, with the financial collapse nearly worldwide, China was the most affected economy, and they got very scared by this. Also, they're facing the middle income wage crunch, and basically what that means is, as a society develops, wages increase to such an extent that once wages go high enough, it means that the goods that they produce become too expensive in the market to become profitable. So, to guard against this, a policy which they came up with was the Belt and Road policy. And the idea behind this is that they were going to get governments around the world to borrow money, sovereign funds, to borrow money from China to build infrastructure, essentially for Chinese goods to be transported around the world as cheaply as possible in order to keep that economy side going before they lost control of the middle income. Well, here is the big problem with that. The nations that they supplied these loans to are defaulting on their debt. The first to go was Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is in major trouble right now. And that's because the sovereign state defaulted on a loan. It's the first time that a sovereign state has defaulted on a loan in over 20 years. But it gets worse because Pakistan could be next. Kyrgyzstan could be next. This is going to hurt the Chinese economy terribly because we are talking about billions and billions of dollars in loan write-offs. So that's number one. Number two, I told people about 18 months ago about the collapse of the housing market in China through over-leverage, greed. Again, 2008 was perpetrated by greed. Yeah, you know, greed is good, perpetrated by Michael Douglas in the film The Wolf of Wall, not The Wolf of Wall Street, Wall Street. And, well, greed ain't that good. So here we are with the housing market in China, greed, over leverage, Evergrande collapsed, owing billions and billions of dollars. But, you know, it gets worse. The leverage that they had applied is just phenomenal. We're talking figures around 10 times the economic damage that happened in 2008. So that's blow number two to the Chinese economy. And of course, the third blow is just recently. You may have seen some of this on the news. In Henan province, a group of enterprising individuals, probably fueled by greed again, decided that they would expand the bank's customer base by advertising online. Now in China, you're not allowed to advertise for bank deposits online, but these guys said, well, you know, we need to do that. And that's what they did. And of course, what they did was they offered deposits with very attractive interest rates. Sound familiar? And of course, what happened later on was that when people actually went to the banks to try and withdraw the money, guess what? Banks said no. And in fact, the money wasn't even in the bank because unbeknownst to the online depositors, their money wasn't going anywhere near a bank account. It was going into a totally separate company. And guess what? $6 billion disappeared. out of, and the guy, allegedly, the mastermind, is already out of the country living in Canada. A couple of them have been arrested, but this has led to a situation which is now out of control. You see, what happened is, all the people that lived in Henan went to the bank to get their money out, but then all the people outside of Henan province went to Henan to get their money out, and soon thousands of people were standing outside the bank demanding their money. So what did the CCP do to solve the situation? Did they give everybody their money back? No, they sent the tanks in. Okay, so there we have it, a three-pronged, real bad economic situation that is facing China right now. So what's that got to do with us? Well, the problem is that China is the largest economy in the world. If that collapses, what is going to happen to the rest of the financial system? Look, United Kingdom is broke beyond all measure. The United States, the figures just do not add up. All right, so we've got inflation, but we've got full employment. How does that work? Well, maybe the people that are employed aren't actually being very productive. How about that? We're facing a pretty interesting few months coming up. And, we all know that cryptocurrency is the highest appreciating asset class that there is. And the governments, the financial institutions, and the banks do not want you to know that it exists. But it does exist, and it puts you in control by your choices, your actions. Pzen is your coin. Consensus value determines the value of anything. So, as well as the dynamics of the coin, the biggest factor in all of this is the community. You, me, everyone working together for the good of everybody else. We know that it's working. We know that it's going to go from strength to strength. I'm only one person in this game. There are going to be thousands of others. It's up to us to get the word out. It's up to us to try and educate everybody as to the possibilities, what actually can be done, what is actually available to you as an opportunity. So I'm a little bit jet lagged, and once again, I'm here with a call yesterday saying, when is my internet being installed? To be told yet again, 2 months. Where have we heard that before? So until then, you're going to have to put up with me on this little phone doing my live broadcast, because I've got some kind of public Wi-Fi sitting here on the beach from the little bar on the corner there. So I'm Conrad Zen. Just one more thing. If you search for Telegram, I'll try and put links below the video here. Some enterprising guys and gals have created a few forums on Telegram to answer many of your questions. Of course, it's going to be a meeting ground for all the Zenites out there. So I wish you a fabulous, fantastic day. It is an incredible opportunity, and it's extremely exciting. So I'll go now, and I'll leave you to your day, and I'll see you in the next broadcast.